Hello everyone, I'm Tom, and this is my brother Adam, and we are SFB Games. We've been making games together for the last 13 years, over 30 in total. But since forming SFB Games about 3 years ago, we've made a game called Haunt the House Terror Town, which is on iOS, Android, and Steam, and another game called Detective Grimoire, which is also on iOS, Android, and Steam. I personally have made this little sound tool that some of you may have used, and more recently, another sound tool that you may also have used. And when he's not making games, Adam makes comics. Most recently, we've been working on a game called Launchosaurus, which is about digging up dinosaur bones and throwing them at eggs. But now we're working on a new project.
Sure. So Friendshapes started out as a prototype from a one-day game jam that Tom and I had by ourselves. Do you want to get the trailer ready?
Sure.
It's a pretty unique concept for a 1 to 2 player puzzle game. So let's watch the trailer.
So as you can see, Friendshapes is a game primarily about 2 players cutting each other into interesting shapes in order to solve puzzles. It's achieved pretty simply. Both players are just bitmaps, which then draw over each other and then thresholded to get rid of the bits that overlap. When that happens, then every time you cut, there's a simple marching squares algorithm that figures out the physics shape and turns it into convex physics shapes. In the first prototype we had, the players would always collide with each other apart from the bodies, which always, of course, need to overlap. But it turns out that walking past each other is pretty important in this game. So now, other than being able to stand on each other's heads, you can absolutely pass through each other in any way. I needed a quick and easy trick to show what the overlap area was, and I ended up just doing a blend mode difference between the red and the yellow.
It's a pretty lucky coincidence because those are my 3 favorite colors. I use them in pretty much every project, as you can see this by some evidence here. But what's interesting about the visuals of this game is that the character design is the game design. The shapes you see here are the optimal shapes for cutting out any possible shape you could think of using the 2 characters. They can both rotate, and when they both rotate to specific angles, you really can cut anything you can imagine. And what's really interesting is once you've cut one of the characters, then that new shape gives you a new cutting tool and so on, and you really can make any shape you could possibly imagine.
So right now, Friendshapes is about 8 working days old, and whilst we're planning to build out a full single-player campaign, we're focusing mostly on the co-op at the moment. It's built in Flash, but we're going to port it quite soon to either Unity or HAX OpenFL, because we think that it's going to be really at home on a console where local multiplayer just works a lot better. And we have a ton of ideas for different local multiplayer levels. If you want to have a go at the game, I am going to be around today and tomorrow. I have it with me and some controllers, so just come say hi. Thank you.